Raider Nation, what is going on? Big news just dropped, and I've got to ask, did the Raiders just make the boldest move of the offseason? Pete Carroll, the legendary Super Bowl winning coach, is officially our new head coach, but not everyone's celebrating. Some are saying this is a disaster waiting to happen. What's the real deal here? Think about it. Carroll, at 73, is stepping into the silver and black with a history as one of the greatest leaders in NFL history. But let's not ignore the elephant in the room. Critics are already throwing shade, calling this a step backward. So what's the truth? Is Carroll here to take us to the promised land, or did the Raiders fumble this decision? Stick with me, Raider Nation, because we're breaking this all down. From the media's fiery comments to Carroll's massive potential to lead this squad, I'm laying it all out. And trust me, you'll want to hear every bit of it. Let's rewind the clock a bit. The Raiders just hit the reset button. New GM, new coach, new direction. And who did they bring in to steer the ship? Pete Carroll. We're talking about the man who built the Seahawks dynasty, dominated the NFC, and even brought home a Lombardi trophy. Sounds good, right? But here's where things get messy. Carroll isn't just a seasoned veteran, he's the oldest coach in the NFL. When the season kicks off, he'll be 73. That's led to a ton of skepticism from the media and even some of our fans. People are questioning if he still has what it takes to deal with the intensity of the modern NFL. The big question is this: is Carroll's experience enough to outweigh his age? Raider Nation, we need to talk about this because this decision will define the future of our team. You know the media couldn't stay quiet on this one. On The Odd Couple, analysts Kelvin Washington and Rob Parker went off. Parker straight up said, "The Raiders just hired a dinosaur. Fred Flintstone got hired with the Raiders." That's cold, right? But Parker didn't stop there. He compared hiring Carroll to putting on an old pair of slippers, comfortable but full of holes. His argument, the Raiders are stuck in the past instead of looking to the future. Ouch. Those are some harsh words even for the Raiders. What do you think, Raider Nation? Is the media being too harsh, or do they have a point? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this debate is just heating up. Let's break this criticism down. Sure, Carroll is older, but isn't experience exactly what this team needs? We've seen what happens when inexperienced coaches fold under pressure. Pete Carroll? He's been there, done that, and has the Super Bowl ring to prove it. Plus, Carroll is known for building a winning culture. Remember the Legion of Boom? That wasn't just luck, it was strategy, leadership, and a whole lot of grit. If Carroll can bring even a piece of that magic to the Raiders, this could be a game changer. So why all the hate, Raider Nation? Do you think this is just the media being the media, or is there something we're missing? Let me know what's on your mind. Now let's flip the script. Pete Carroll might be 73, but this man isn't slowing down. Reports say he's in great shape, full of energy, and ready to tackle this challenge head on. Age is just a number, right? And let's not forget his track record. Carroll has faced adversity before and always finds a way to bounce back. He's the type of coach who can take a struggling team and turn it into a contender. Could the Raiders be his next big success story? This move is risky, no doubt about it. But sometimes you need to take risks to see rewards. Raider Nation, do you believe Carroll is the guy to take us to the next level? Let's tackle the age argument head on. Sure, Pete Carroll will be the oldest head coach in the NFL at 73. But let me ask you this. Does age really matter if the fire is still burning? Look at Bill Belichick still grinding at 72. Coaching is about strategy, leadership, and the ability to inspire a team. Not how many candles are on your birthday cake. Reports say Carroll is in phenomenal shape, running drills like he's still in his 50s. And let's not forget, he's got decades of experience under his belt. If anything, his age brings wisdom, something this Raiders franchise could desperately use after a chaotic season. So, Raider Nation, what do you think? Is Carroll too old for this job, or is this narrative just the media looking for something to complain about? Sound off below, I want to hear your take. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, the Raiders roster. It's no secret we've got some serious gaps. Even the best coach in the league can't win games without the right players. So how much can Carroll really do with the team we've got right now? Our offensive line, inconsistent. Defense, struggled big time last season, and don't even get me started on the quarterback situation. Can Jimmy Garoppolo stay healthy? These are big questions Carroll will need to address if he wants to turn this team around. But here's the thing, Carroll is no stranger to rebuilding projects. He turned a struggling Seahawks team into a dynasty. Could he work the same magic here in Vegas? Let me know if you think our current roster is ready for the challenge. Now let's look at the glass half full. The Raiders didn't just hire Pete Carroll for his name. They hired him for his experience and proven ability to create a winning culture. This isn't just a job for Carroll, it's a legacy move. What if he's here to prove everyone wrong one last time? Think about it. Carroll thrives in situations where people doubt him. Back when he took over the Seahawks, no one thought they'd become a force in the NFC. Fast forward a few years, and they were Super Bowl champs. Could history repeat itself in Las Vegas? So Raider Nation, are we being too quick to judge this move? Could Carroll be exactly what we need to silence the doubters? Let me know in the comments. I'm dying to hear what you think. Let's fast forward to year 2 under Pete Carroll. Imagine this. He's had a full season to assess the team, tweak the roster, and instill his winning mentality. The Raiders enter 2026 with a renewed sense of purpose, and suddenly the playoffs don't seem so far-fetched. Sure, the first season might be rough. Rebuilding takes time, but Carroll has a knack for turning things around in his second year. Just look at what he did with the Seahawks. They went from a 7-9 team to NFC champs in just 2 seasons. Raider Nation, can you picture it? Year 2 under Carroll, Allegiant Stadium rocking, and the Raiders finally back in the hunt. Is it possible, or am I dreaming? Let me know if you're on board with this vision. Let's take a moment to compare Pete Carroll to our previous head coach, Antonio Pierce. Now, Pierce brought the passion, we all saw it. But when it came to handling high-pressure situations, he struggled. And that's where Carroll's experience shines. He's been in the biggest games, made the toughest calls, and come out on top. Remember the Super Bowl XL9 loss? Sure, it stung, but Carroll didn't let that define him. He kept pushing, kept building. That resilience is what sets him apart. Raider Nation, do you think that kind of mental toughness is what we've been missing? Here's the bottom line. While Pierce was learning on the job, Carroll's already mastered it. But can he bring that mastery to Vegas? That's the million-dollar question. Let's talk about leadership, Raider Nation. Pete Carroll isn't your typical head coach. This guy's energy is infectious. Whether it's running drills with the players or hyping them up on the sidelines, Carroll knows how to connect with his team. That kind of energy can be a game changer for a franchise like the Raiders. But it's not just about the hype. Carroll is also a master motivator. He's known for creating a culture where players believe in themselves and each other. Remember the Seahawks? They weren't just a team, they were a family. If Carroll can bring that same vibe to Las Vegas, it could transform the locker room dynamic. So, Raider Nation, do you think this kind of leadership is what we need to get back to our winning ways? Or is this energy not enough to fix the deeper issues? Let me know what you think. Here's the reality. Pete Carroll is stepping into one of the most high-pressure jobs in the NFL. The Raiders are hungry for success, and the fans? We've been waiting far too long for a deep playoff run. Carroll doesn't just need to win games, he needs to bring back the pride of Raider Nation. Critics are already predicting failure, but let's not forget, pressure creates diamonds. Carroll thrives in these kinds of environments. If anyone can handle the heat of Vegas, it's him. The question is, can the players step up to match his level of intensity? Raider Nation, do you think Carroll can handle the spotlight and deliver under this kind of pressure? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This one's huge. All right, let's shift gears to the players. Carroll might be the captain of the ship, but let's not forget, the crew matters just as much. If the Raiders want to succeed, it's on the players to step up and execute. That means no more excuses, no more missed opportunities. It's time to deliver. Guys like Max Crosby and Davante Adams are going to play a huge role in this new era. These are leaders on and off the field, and they need to set the tone for the rest of the team. Can they rally behind Carroll and bring out the best in their teammates? Raider Nation, who do you think will shine the brightest under Carroll's leadership? Will it be our veterans, or is it time for a young star to emerge? Let's hear your predictions. So what does success look like for Pete Carroll and the Raiders? Let's be real, it's not Super Bowl or bust in year 1. Success means building a strong foundation, creating a winning culture, and showing progress on the field. Even an 8-9 season could be considered a step in the right direction if the team shows fight. But let's not rule out the playoffs just yet. The NFL is unpredictable, and with the right moves in free agency or the draft, the Raiders could surprise everyone. Carroll has done it before, why not again? Raider Nation, what's your benchmark for success this season? Is it wins, player development, or something else? Hit me up in the comments. I'm curious to see where your head's at. All right, Raider Nation, let's wrap this up. Pete Carroll's hiring has sparked debate across the NFL, and honestly, I get it. The man has a lot to prove, and so do the Raiders. But here's what I know. This franchise thrives when the odds are stacked against us. We're the underdogs, the fighters, the ones who never back down. Carroll isn't here to mess around. He's here to make a statement, to leave a legacy, and to bring Raider Nation back to where we belong, at the top. So, Whether you're skeptical or all in, one thing's for sure. It's going to be one heck of a ride. Now I want to hear from you. Are you backing Carroll or are you still on the fence? Drop your thoughts, predictions, and hot takes in the comments. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with every Raiders fan you know. Let's keep this conversation going, Raider Nation. Raiders Nation, let's dive into the potential impact Naji Harris could have on our offense. Since entering the NFL, Harris has proven himself to be a true workhorse, racking up yards and carrying defenses on his back. He's not just a power runner. His ability to catch passes out of the backfield also makes him a dual threat. This versatility could perfectly complement the style of play McDaniels is trying to implement. But will the Raiders' run game, with an offensive line still in progress, be able to maximize his skills? We know Harris is used to grinding it out, even with limited support in Pittsburgh. However, a successful run game depends on multiple factors, and the key will be investing in a solid offensive line to give Harris the space he needs to shine. And let's not forget, with Davante Adams drawing defensive attention, Harris would have more freedom to find gaps and break through. The combination of a ground threat like Harris and a receiving machine like Adams could completely transform our offense. But is it worth the cost? That's the decision the Raiders need to make. If you've been scrolling through social media, you know the Raider Nation is split on this potential signing. Some fans believe Harris is exactly what we need. A leader in the backfield, ready to carry the team in crucial games. Others think spending big on a running back, especially one averaging 3.9 yards per carry, is a risky move. The truth is, Raider Nation is tired of gambles that don't pay off. After a disappointing 2024 season, the pressure to nail roster decisions has never been higher. Signing Harris would be seen as a statement that the Raiders are ready to compete, but would this move satisfy everyone? So now I want to hear from you. If you were running the team, would you sign Naji Harris or look for another solution? Drop your thoughts in the comments and I'll read and respond to the best ones. Who knows, your idea might just become the topic of our next video. Now, let's consider some alternatives. The free agent market might be thin, but there are still a few interesting names out there. You know, players like Tony Pollard or even veterans like Kareem Hunt could be cheaper options for the Raiders. They may not have Harris's durability, but they bring unique skills to the table. Then there's the draft. This year's class features some exciting running back prospects who could make an immediate impact. Names like Tre'Veyon Henderson and Blake Corum come to mind, young talents who might be exactly what the Raiders need to rejuvenate their ground game. And don't forget, rookies come with a much smaller price tag. So, Raider Nation, what do you think? Should we go all in on Harris, explore other free agents, or put our faith in the next generation of running backs? Let me know in the comments, because your input could help shape the conversation. All right, let's talk numbers. The Raiders have $94 million in cap space, the second highest in the league. That's a lot of money, but it's not unlimited. Signing Harris would likely require a significant chunk of that budget, leaving less room for other critical signings like bolstering the offensive line or strengthening the defense. Smart spending is crucial. The Raiders have several holes to fill, and allocating resources wisely will determine whether we can compete in the stacked AFC West. Is a high-priced running back the best way to spend our cap space, or should we prioritize other areas first? This is where the debate gets real, Raider Nation. Should the front office take a calculated risk on Harris, or spread the wealth to build a more balanced roster? Let's hear your take on this. To help us decide, let's look at some recent examples. Teams like the Giants and Cowboys invested heavily in star running backs, and while they saw short-term success, those contracts became burdensome in the long run. On the flip side, teams like the 49ers thrive by using a committee approach, relying on cheaper backs and focusing on the trenches. The lesson here is clear. Paying top dollar for a running back doesn't always guarantee success, but Harris is young and durable, which could make him an exception to the rule. Still, it's a gamble the Raiders have to weigh carefully. So would you take the risk on a star like Harris or follow the 49ers blueprint? Let me know your thoughts, because this debate isn't going away anytime soon. Here's the bigger picture, Raider Nation. What kind of team do we want to be in 2025? Every decision this offseason will shape our identity moving forward. Are we doubling down on a hard-nosed, run-first offense? Or are we evolving into a more dynamic, pass-heavy team built around Jimmy Garoppolo and Davante Adams? If Naji Harris is the centerpiece of the plan, the Raiders are making a bold statement. We're building around a ground game that controls the clock and wears defenses down. But if the team pivots to focus on the passing attack, it's clear that resources would be better spent elsewhere, like upgrading the O-line and bringing in more weapons for the aerial assault. This is more than just one signing. It's about defining the future of the silver and black. So, Raider Nation, what identity do you think we need to adopt to rise to the top of the AFC West? Hit the comments and let me know. Let's get real for a second. Every big move comes with risks and rewards, and Naji Harris is no exception. On one hand, you're getting a proven workhorse with a reputation for grinding out tough yards. On the other hand, his efficiency stats raise red flags, and a big contract could limit our ability to fix other roster weaknesses. The rewards? Harris could become the heart of the Raiders' offense, taking pressure off Garoppolo and opening up new opportunities for Davante Adams. The risks? A high-priced deal could backfire if Harris doesn't deliver or gets injured. And let's not forget, running back production tends to decline quickly after a few seasons of heavy usage. Raider Nation, this is where your voice matters most. Would you roll the dice on Harris, knowing the stakes, or would you play it safe and invest in other areas? Let's talk about it, because this decision could define our season. Let's get real for a second. Every big move comes with risks and rewards, and Naji Harris is no exception. On one hand, you're getting a proven workhorse with a reputation for grinding out tough yards. On the other hand, his efficiency stats raise red flags, and a big contract could limit our ability to fix other roster weaknesses. The rewards? Harris could become the heart of the Raiders' offense, taking pressure off Garoppolo and opening up new opportunities for Davante Adams. The risks? A high-priced deal could backfire if Harris doesn't deliver or gets injured. And let's not forget, running back production tends to decline quickly after a few seasons of heavy usage. Raider Nation, this is where your voice matters most. Would you roll the dice on Harris knowing the stakes, or would you play it safe and invest in other areas? Let's talk about it, because this decision could define our season. All right, let's see what the experts are saying. Tyler Brook from the 33rd team believes Harris could be a logical fit for the Raiders, citing our desperate need at the position and our ample cap space. And honestly, he's got a point. Harris fills a glaring need and brings star power to the offense. But not everyone agrees. Some analysts argue that signing a high-cost running back is a short-sighted move in today's NFL, where teams are finding success with cheaper committee-style approaches. Even Harris's stats, while solid, don't scream elite, which is why some believe the Raiders should focus on the draft instead. So, who's right? Are the Raiders better off taking a chance on Harris, or are analysts correct in suggesting a more frugal, long-term strategy? Raider Nation, the floor is yours. Let's settle this debate together. All right, Raider Nation, we've broken it all down. Naji Harris's potential impact, the financial risks, and the alternatives. Now, it's your turn to weigh in. Should the Raiders go all in on Harris, or look elsewhere to fix the backfield? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because your opinions shape this channel. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed today's breakdown, and make sure to subscribe for all the latest Raiders news, updates, and debates. Share this video with your fellow fans, and let's keep the conversation going. Raider Nation, we'll see you in the next video. Stay passionate, stay loyal, and as always, go Raiders! Raider Nation, today we have breaking news that's about to set this fan base on fire. Have you heard of John Spytek? Well, he's just been officially announced by the Raiders, and let me tell you, this hire could be huge for the future of our team. We're talking about a seasoned veteran with 23 years of experience in the NFL. A man who's helped build championship teams and shaped some of the strongest franchises in the league. So, if you're as passionate about the Raiders as I am, hit that like button and subscribe, because this conversation is for you. And the best part? This hire isn't just a name on paper. It's a statement that the Raiders are ready to rise to the top again. So buckle up, because things are about to get intense. Let's go. John Spytek is bringing an impressive resume to the Raiders. Over his career, he's worked with teams that didn't just make the playoffs, but went all the way to the top. He's the kind of professional who understands the game on and off the field, a master of strategic decisions. He served as director and vice president of player personnel with the Buccaneers before taking on the assistant general manager role. During his 9 seasons there, he helped turn Tampa Bay into one of the league's most competitive teams. Impressive, right? Now here's the big question. Can he replicate that success here in Las Vegas? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. With his experience and vision, the odds are in our favor. Raider Nation, things are heating up. Did you know that Spytek was a key player in building a team that won 4 NFC South titles and a Super Bowl? That's right, I'm talking about the Buccaneers. And that's not all. He helped draft players who became league stars and brought in free agents who changed the game. This guy is known for spotting talent where others don't. He doesn't just look for skills, he looks for that extra something that turns a good player into a legend. And that's exactly the kind of vision the Raiders need right now. But hold on, this is just the tip of the iceberg. I'm about to tell you about the star players he brought to Tampa Bay and how he helped build one of the most iconic teams of the last decade. Stick around, because you won't want to miss this. During his time with the Buccaneers, Spytek helped the team reach the playoffs 5 times. That alone is impressive, but he went further. 6 playoff wins, 4 division titles, and of course that unforgettable Super Bowl victory in the 2020 season. He helped lay the foundation for a team that didn't just compete, it consistently dominated, and that's no coincidence. Spytek has an eye for talent and knows how to build a roster that delivers results. Here's a stat for you. The 6 playoff wins the Buccaneers earned under his watch are among the league's best since 2016. This proves that his work isn't just about short-term success, it's about sustained excellence. Now let me tell you about some of the players he helped draft. Devin White, that monstrous linebacker. Tristan Wirfs, an absolute wall on the offensive line. And Vita Vea, who dominates any defensive front. These guys didn't just deliver, they became the backbone of the team. On top of that, he was instrumental in drafting players who went on to Pro Bowls and All-Pro teams. W.R. Chris Godwin and S. Antoine Winfield Jr. are prime examples of his ability to find and develop top-tier talent. And let's not forget his role in landing key free agents like center Ryan Jensen and linebacker Shaq Barrett. This is what we call market vision. Raider Nation, get ready, because we're in good hands. From 2019 to 2020, the Buccaneers were the only team in the NFL to have multiple players on the all-rookie team in back-to-back seasons. That shows Spytek's ability to not only draft talent, but also create an environment where young players thrive. And remember that Super Bowl team that brought back all 22 starters the following season? That was a historic feat, never seen before in the salary cap era. And of course, Spytek was at the heart of those strategic decisions. These numbers and accomplishments leave no doubt he's one of the best in the business. And now our team gets the privilege of having this talent in our corner. Raider Nation, this is a reason to celebrate. But it wasn't just the Buccaneers who benefited from his expertise. Before that, Spytek worked with the Broncos and helped them win Super Bowl 50 during a dominant campaign. While in Denver, the team won 42 games, including playoffs, making them the winningest team in the league during that span. This proves that Spytek isn't just consistent, he knows what it takes to win on the grandest stage. And before his 3 years in Denver, he had a stint with the Browns as their director of college scouting. This guy has experience in every facet of the game, from identifying college talent to building championship rosters. Now here's a fun fact that might be our secret weapon. Spytek has a decades-long relationship with Tom Brady, our minority owner. This connection could be a game changer for the Raiders. Brady and Spytek built a strong bond during their time in Tampa Bay. And if there's one thing we know about Brady, it's that he values talent and leadership. This partnership could be the perfect formula for success. Raider Nation, we might be witnessing the start of something truly special. This duo could be exactly what we need to turn the page and usher in a new era of greatness. If there's one thing this hire tells us, it's that the Raiders are fully committed to change. We're no longer just trying. We're putting the right pieces in place to win. And Spytek is exactly the kind of piece we've been missing. His track record speaks for itself. He's been involved with teams that consistently build championship rosters. But the most important part, he knows how to identify talent both in the draft and in free agency. That's something the Raiders have been struggling with in recent years. That's why this news is so exciting. Spytek isn't just another behind-the-scenes name. He's someone who can legitimately change the course of this franchise. Raider Nation, believe me, things are about to get a whole lot better with him on board. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about this hire? Is Spytek the right guy to lead our strategic decisions? Will he bring in the kind of talent we need to dominate the AFC West? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to know what you, Raider Nation, are feeling about this new chapter for our team. Do you believe this is the move that finally sets us on the path to greatness? And while you're at it, let me know who you think Spytek should prioritize in the draft and free agency. Let's make this channel a space where the voice of Raider Nation is heard loud and clear. We all know the last few years haven't been easy. We've had plenty of gambles that didn't pay off and decisions that left us falling behind in the playoff race. But this hire shows that the Raiders are learning from the past. We're investing in people with proven track records, leaders who know how to build a winning culture. Spytek isn't like anything we've seen recently. He brings real results and a clear vision for how to get there. It's time to look forward, Raider Nation. With someone like Spytek making the calls, we have every reason to believe that the days of frustration are behind us. We're ready to climb back to the top. So, what's next? Spytek's first big challenge will be using his expertise to build a competitive roster. The 2024 draft is just around the corner, and with it comes the opportunity to find the next big names for the Raiders. On top of that, he'll need to work the free agency market, securing players who can complement the talent we already have on the roster. With his strategic vision, we can expect smart, impactful signings, just like he did in Tampa Bay and Denver. The future is looking bright, folks. Spytek has all the tools to transform the Raiders into a team that doesn't just compete, but wins. Raider Nation, we're on the right track. Being a Raiders fan is all about passion, loyalty, and believing even when things get tough. But today, we have a real reason to dream. This hire is a sign that the Raiders are ready to turn the page. No matter what's happened in the past, what matters is what comes next. And with someone like John Spytek leading the charge, we can be confident that the future is going to be so much brighter. So heads up, Raider Nation. We're closer than ever to building something special. It's time to believe again and cheer like never before, because when the Raiders win, we all win together. Did you enjoy this update? Then I want to hear from you. What do you think Spytek's impact on the Raiders will be? And how about sharing your opinion on which players he should target in the draft? If you like this video, share it with that friend who's just as passionate about the Raiders as you are. Let's grow this community and show everyone that Raider Nation is strong and united. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any updates. Here, you'll always get the latest Raiders news first. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments. Raider Nation, that's the big news for today, and I hope you're as excited as I am. John Spytek could be the start of a brand new era for the Raiders, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and share this video with your friends. Together we can build a strong, passionate community ready to celebrate every Raiders victory. Thank you for watching, and remember, it's always Raiders forever. See you in the next video, and as always, go Raiders!
What's up, Raiders Nation? It's Michael here with the Las Vegas Raiders Report, your go-to source for everything silver and black. Today, we're diving into one of the hottest topics. Who will be the next offensive coordinator for the Raiders? With Pete Carroll leading the charge, we need the perfect offensive mind to take our attack to the next level. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. Pete Carroll is a bold hire, no doubt. At 73 years old, he brings a wealth of experience, but pairing him with the right offensive coordinator is critical for success. This hire isn't just about improving the offense now. It's about finding someone who could be the next head coach in a few years. Raiders Nation, we have a lot to talk about. Stay tuned until the end because I've got a wildcard pick that could shock you. But before we get into it, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and let's keep the Raider Nation stronger than ever. Let's get started. Let's break it down. With Pete Carroll now in the driver's seat, the Raiders need an offensive coordinator who can complement his vision. Carroll has always prioritized balance, strong running games paired with efficient passing attacks. But this is more than just X's and O's. It's about finding the right leadership fit. Whoever we bring in needs to deliver immediate results while also preparing for the future. Think about it. Pete won't coach forever. At some point, this offensive coordinator might become the head coach. This hire could set the tone for the Raiders' success for years to come. The stakes are high, and we need a game changer. Someone who can modernize our offense while staying true to the Raiders' identity. Let's look at some of the top names on the list, starting with a familiar face from the Sean McVay coaching tree. First up, we have Mike LaFleur, the current offensive coordinator for the Rams. LaFleur comes from the Sean McVay coaching tree, known for innovative, high-scoring offenses. If we're looking to energize the Raiders' attack, LaFleur might just be the guy to do it. LaFleur's familiarity with modern offensive schemes makes him a standout candidate. The Raiders considered him in the past, but the timing wasn't right. Now, with Pete Carroll in charge, this could be the perfect opportunity to bring LaFleur into the fold. Imagine LaFleur teaming up with Carroll to craft a dynamic, balanced offense. His creativity in designing plays could be exactly what we need to unlock our full potential. Raiders Nation, would you welcome Mike LaFleur as our new offensive coordinator? Let me know in the comments. Next on the list is Clint Kubiak, the offensive coordinator for the New Orleans Saints. Kubiak is no stranger to the Raiders. He interviewed for the OC position last year, but chose to join the Saints instead. Could this be the year we bring him to Las Vegas? Kubiak is known for his balanced offensive approach, which aligns perfectly with Pete Carroll's philosophy. He emphasizes a strong running game while incorporating efficient passing strategies. His track record with quarterbacks and offensive play design makes him a solid option. With Kubiak's family legacy in the NFL and his proven ability to adapt, he could bring stability and innovation to the Raiders' offense. What do you think, Nation? Is Clint Kubiak the right fit for us? Byron Leftwich is another intriguing name. As the former offensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he helped Tom Brady win a Super Bowl. Leftwich loves aggressive downfield passing attacks, something the Raiders could use to spark our offense. Leftwich was once a hot candidate for head coaching jobs, but things didn't pan out last year. However, his resume speaks for itself. He's worked with top-tier quarterbacks and knows how to build high-powered offenses that can compete at the highest level. Raiders Nation, can you imagine Leftwich designing plays for our team? His style of attack could add a new level of excitement to the offense. Let's keep him on the radar as a serious contender. Alright, Raiders Nation, it's time to hear from you. Out of the names we've discussed so far, who do you think would be the best fit as our next offensive coordinator? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm reading all of them. This decision isn't just about X's and O's. It's about finding someone who can bring energy and leadership to this team. Let's keep the conversation going, and don't hold back. Your opinions matter. Stay tuned because we've got even more names to discuss, including a wildcard pick that could shake things up in a big way. Let's keep it rolling. Let's talk about a name that's flying under the radar but could be a game changer, Jeff Stoutland. He's currently the offensive line coach for the Philadelphia Eagles and has been a key architect behind one of the most dominant offensive lines in the league. Stoutland is all about building from the trenches, and that's something Pete Carroll believes in too. If you want to see the Raiders dominate in the run game and give our quarterback time to throw, Stoutland might just be the guy to make it happen. Now, I know he's never been a full-time offensive coordinator, but sometimes it's the unconventional hires that pay off big. What do you think, Raiders Nation? Would you give Stoutland a shot to lead our offense? Hit that like button if you're all about building from the trenches. Here's a big name to consider, Frank Reich. He's got head coaching experience with the Colts and is known for being an offensive mastermind. If there's one thing we need, it's someone who can craft an offense that maximizes our talent. Reich is a veteran in this league and has a proven track record of working with quarterbacks. He played a major role in Carson Wentz's MVP caliber season back in Philly and has shown he knows how to run a balanced and adaptable offense. Here's the kicker. Reich could also be a long-term option if Pete Carroll decides to retire in a few years. Raiders Nation, could Frank Reich be the perfect mix of experience and innovation? Let me know your thoughts. Now, this next name might stir up some debate. Chip Kelly. That's right. The former head coach of the Eagles and 49ers is looking to make his return to the NFL. He's known for his creative offensive schemes and fast-paced style of play. Kelly interviewed with the Raiders last season, so the interest is definitely there. While his head coaching stints had mixed results, there's no denying his ability to create explosive offenses when given the right personnel. Pairing Kelly with Pete Carroll could be a fascinating combination. They're both experienced, and Kelly could focus solely on offense without the pressures of being a head coach. Is Chip Kelly the spark our offense needs? Let's hear your take, Nation. Next up is Shane Waldron, the former offensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks. He's got history with Pete Carroll, and together they helped Geno Smith have one of the best seasons of his career. That alone should catch our attention. Waldron's offensive system focuses on quick reads and explosive plays, which could fit perfectly with the Raiders' current roster. He's also shown he can adapt to different quarterbacks, which is crucial as we look to solidify that position for the future. Now, I know he's coming off a tough stint in Chicago, but every coach deserves a second chance. Could Waldron and Carroll rekindle their magic here in Las Vegas? Let me know in the comments below. Let's not forget about Darrell Bevell, the current quarterback coach and pass game coordinator for the Miami Dolphins. Bevell has a long history with Pete Carroll from their time together in Seattle, where they built one of the most efficient offenses in the league. Bevell's experience with quarterbacks like Russell Wilson and his recent success under Mike McDaniel in Miami make him a strong candidate. Plus, he's no stranger to the bright lights of high-pressure situations, just what we need in Las Vegas. If we're looking for familiarity and proven results, Bevell might be the safest bet. What do you think, Raiders Nation? Is Bevell the right man for the job? Now here's a wildcard pick, Marcus Brady, the current pass game coordinator for the Chargers. Brady is an up-and-comer in the coaching world and has been making waves for his innovative offensive concepts. Brady is known for his ability to design balanced offenses that cater to the strengths of his roster. With a strong background in developing quarterbacks, he could be the fresh perspective the Raiders' offense needs to get back on track. Sometimes, taking a chance on a rising star pays off big time. Could Marcus Brady be the dark horse candidate to lead the Raiders to glory? Let's hear your thoughts, Nation. All right, Nation, we've gone through 9 incredible candidates, and now it's your turn. Who do you think should be the next offensive coordinator for the Raiders? Drop your top pick in the comments, and let's keep the discussion going. Remember, this hire could shape the future of the franchise. Do we go with experience, innovation, or a little bit of both? Let's hear from you, Raider Nation. Before we wrap up, I promised you a wildcard pick, and here it is, Greg Roman. He's known for his run-heavy offensive schemes, which could pair perfectly with the Raiders' talent in the backfield. Roman's work with Lamar Jackson and the Ravens shows he knows how to design offenses around his personnel. Imagine what he could do with our roster, especially if we want to build a strong ground game to complement our passing attack. This might not be the flashiest pick, but sometimes the best choice is the one that fits the team's identity. What do you think, Nation? Could Greg Roman be the missing piece? That's it for today, Raiders Nation. We've covered some of the top candidates and a few surprises for the next offensive coordinator. Now it's time for you to take over the conversation. Who's your top pick and why? Let me know in the comments below. Before you go, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your fellow Raiders fans. Let's keep building the strongest community in football. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, just win, baby.